Hi everybody, Alicia here with Evening Star Travel, coming to you on January 11th. So happy that it's finally starting to warm up here in Sherwood Park in Edmonton. So happy. Can go for walks, get out and about, and you don't feel quite so cooped up in your house. It's kind of nice. I wanted to tell you a story today about something that happened last week. I was chatting with a client and we were talking about their upcoming trip to Europe later this year. They asked me, you know what, we'd really like to go on a tropical vacation, in the next month or two, but we've been to Mexico lots. We don't want to go to Mexico. Can you recommend anywhere else that we could go to? Some of these smaller tropical islands in the Caribbean, something unique, something different. I went to them and said, you know what, you're really going to hate me because kind of the only place I'm really recommending travel right now is to Mexico, maybe the Dominican, maybe Hawaii for a tropical vacation. And there's kind of reasons for that. Of course, we got to be concerned with COVID, but the other issue right now is how many canceled flights there are. There's not a lot of flights to some of these smaller locations, smaller islands, more unique destinations. And with those smaller flights, the risk goes up of a flight being canceled or rerouted or suspended. There's so many more risks with that right now that I just said, you know what, I wouldn't recommend it at this point in time. If you want to go, maybe book a trip to Mexico, I'd love to help you with that. Some of these smaller islands, maybe not. They totally understood, okay, maybe we'll just worry about our Europe trip and we won't think about a trip like that right now. Lo and behold, the next day, Air Canada suspends hundreds of flights and routes to some of these smaller islands, to Antigua, to Aruba, to Grand Cayman, just because they don't have the people traveling to make it, make a go of it. And all these concerns with COVID, with, flight crew being sick. They can't handle that volume at this point in time. So really, right now, what that kind of means is if you're going to travel's certainly possible right now. If you're going to travel, let's make sure you're going to a place where you feel comfortable and where we have a few options in case something goes sideways. Because with travel, things can go sideways all the time. Let's go to some of those more common places. Another thing that it kind of brings up is the importance of travel insurance. Now, I don't sell insurance myself. Travel insurance, in particular travel interruption insurance, helps you out tremendously if there's some of these delays or cancellations in your flights because of some of these issues. It will help you tremendously and take off that stress of additional expenses if something happens. Especially these smaller locations, these smaller islands, they may only have flights going out every couple days. So if you have a connecting flight and you're connecting flights late and you couldn't make that flight to the smaller island, it may not go out for another couple days. Same with coming back to Canada. Some of these smaller airports, Kelowna in particular, flights are getting canceled and rerouted and shifted. Coming back to Canada, you can make your flight into Canada to a major center, but then making your connecting flight. Sometimes we're seeing, as agents, we're seeing a lot of cancellations and shifting with weather, with issues like that, mechanical, as well as with COVID issues. So if you can get a direct flight, please, please, please make sure you have insurance and you know what you're covered for. That's the important part. I'm gonna include a link on my blog post and on this post to the insurance company that we're affiliated with, so that you can take a look at those different insurance options. Again, I don't sell insurance, I focus on travel, but I do have a great connection and affiliation with Manulife. So go check out those policies. Especially if you're planning a trip in the next little while, make sure you know what your insurance is and what you're covered for. If you have any questions, feel free to post below. That's what I have for today. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll chat with you in a week or two. Have a great day. This is Alicia from Evening Star Travel.